It's ya boy, and we're back.
With another hyper viper.
Dev Diary. So this is gonna be like a little tech focused. So if you do things like talk to women or go out to places, this might not be like the video for you. Uh, and if you're looking for like some of the more like designy or like art focused ones, this is almost like pure tech, but it is kind of I don't know, it's a little qualitative, whatever. We'll see when we get into it. But let me just set the stage a little bit, okay? So for the past month, I've been grinding really hard to try to get an update out because we're gonna have our firstborn. Our baby is on the way imminently. Thank you. I appreciate it. That was very kind of you. And that's kind of why there's been a big gap since the last diary, and why there's probably gonna be like not a ton of activity for the next few months, like relative to the last few months. But it was important to get this update out, and I kind of want to, instead of like speaking towards like all the like little things and like design decisions, I want to share the tech that like helped it come to life because in the past month I built 50 powers like from the ground up uh, for the game. It like just pretty much, I mean, some stuff was easier than others because like I've been building things for a long time, and so I had a little like toy box of things that were like halfway there or something. But a ton of this like was made from scratch, and it happened super fast, like relative to like how long it like normally takes. And a big reason for that is we're finally nearing like the successful realization of the vision that I've been talking about for a long time, as far as like getting the game in data and driving as much as we can from sheets, parameters, like just stuff where like when we're iterating, it's not like go into a blueprint and find the variables and change them, so much as it is like just pull up a sheet and just like switch a number or two. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm kind of over the moon about where this landed, and I'm gonna try to not, you know, wax poetic for the rest of your adult life. But I do want to show like a few parts of this. So I guess first and foremost, let's just check out what it looks like. So you might notice now, careful. There's this thing on the left side of the screen that has like a bunch of symbols. And then when I level up, we can see. Alright, and this is the new level up screen. These are the new level up cards. They each have at least like one symbol, one keyword that they kind of like. The keyword basically describes like a playstyle. So mover is like a kind of like fast playstyle. Like if you want to invest in mobility or like turning your mobility into offense, that's the keyword for you. And there are like kind of some hybrid keywords as well. And like I said, they're all just like a kind of like gameplay fantasy. So this one right here, this is going to give me energy on kill. This is the streaker keyword. I don't really want to go too in depth into like all the keywords and like what their design is, because that's kind of like its own video. But it is like a little illustrative of A, what like help the work get done relatively quickly, and B, like kind of how it's like organized a little bit. So as you can see, I picked the streaker keyword card on the left side of the screen. My streaker keyword point went up to 1 from 0. And here, I'll just cheat this so you can see. Basically, what happens here, the system is set up so when you get 3 or 6 of any given keyword, you get like a special power. So it's kind of like the idea is like you're building towards something. And the keywords are supposed to help you like organize like, okay, I want to move towards like melee. I want to move towards striker. And this would be like the third keyword. So this is going to be the thing that gives us the power, and that's what this is like meant to symbolize, is crossing the threshold. So bang! Striker 1! Gain a stacking speed and damage above melee hit, stack 25 times. Yeah, so, okay. I just talked a lot about the system after saying I wouldn't. But it's kind of setting the stage a little bit. So the way this is all working under the hood, I guess we'll start here. So this is the data table that has all of the level up cards in it. So anytime you level up, it is rolling a row from this and assigning it to the card. And right now they're all like weighted the same, but eventually like, we can either manually put weights in or like give them buckets like rare card or something like that, and the weights would update automatically. Um, and I'll show you the widget that kind of like consumes these eventually. Maybe it'll make like more sense. Um, but yeah, TLDR, they got like the icon, they get the name, they get the description. This is deprecated, don't pay attention. And so the two like kind of key things here, it assigns a keyword. So this is how the card knows that it is of the striker keyword, and it is part of how the system on the back end knows to assign you points towards keywords. When you select a power, it'll kind of be like, okay, you pick that power. Who are you? You're a striker. Okay, have one of these. And kind of the same deal for what the cards actually do. So this one is called Rowdy Motherfucker, and what it does is it heals you when you kill an enemy with a melee attack. And down here is the so when you like highlight the card and it shows you the preview of what you're gonna get, this is what it is. And this leaf, so you see how the heal is in like these like strange brackets. So right now I'm running the whole game through set by caller values, and the system is just like is smart in the way that whatever the last, so for powers it's organized set by caller, the name of the power so that it doesn't just like give you, like you're getting stats from something you shouldn't. And basically, if it was just set by caller like heal, then anything that touched that value would work together. So basically, if there was like another thing that healed you and they didn't have like the special identifier, they would kind of stack unintentionally. But what this does is it basically we're saying this only belongs to this ability, and this is what's happening. So heal at level 1, it's a heal by 2 with every melee kill, 4, 7, 10. And I'll kind of show you like where that's actually happening because it's like not enough to just be like, hey, yeah, do this. Like, uh, for a lot of these powers, we're giving like a gameplay effect, and for instant effects, it'll usually be just like in this by itself, and it'll kind of get its value from down here in the sheet. But a lot of these are just giving a granted tag, so that A, the game knows to remove them when the run is over, and B, there's kind of like, so instead of making like new abilities and stuff for all this, the things that interact with abilities that we already have, there's just logic in the ability blueprint to gate it behind the tag. So for example, um, this one doesn't work like this one explicitly waits to see, okay, did you kill somebody? Okay, did you use a melee attack? Okay, if so, do this. Um, but let me see if I can find like a good example. Yeah, okay, so like defensive headbutt. This power gives you armor after a super jump, which is when you crouch. I'm sorry, when you jump while you're sliding. And armor just like reduces damage by a flat amount. And so for this to proc off the super jump, we just have in the ability blueprint for the super jump a check at the beginning that is like, do you have this tag? Okay, you have this tag. Okay. How much of this buff should we give you? Okay, here, take it. We'll make a gameplay effect. We'll assign the value, and we will apply it to you for the duration that is also part of this. So it's really like I'm super pleased with this part in particular because it's just like simple, but it's powerful. Like basically any part of anything can be parameterized, and then we can just put it in here, and with a simple like set by caller tag, we can drive it. Like I could in 2 or 3 minutes make it so instead of you know giving armor for X amount of time, it did something crazy like I don't know. I mean stats are easy. Like it give you speed, damage, whatever. It could proc abilities. It could do pretty much like whatever. Um, yeah, and it's hooked up to the UI, and I will show you guys that in just a second. But before we move on from this sheet, I want to show one more thing. So the problem of wanting the abilities to do more things as they level up, Like basically, how do we? Okay, this is good if it's all the same stuff, right? How do we set up a situation where an ability gets an extra function, essentially, that's like conditional on the level? So, for example, and you know what? I'm just gonna pull one up because it's easier than trying to like abstract it. But this isn't this is an ability called Diego Parry, and what Diego Parry does is it lets you punch projectiles, and at level one, you just kind of like block them. You know what I mean? You punch like a laser heading for you, or like a something, and it just like destroys it. But at level two, it actually reflects it back at the person who sent it at you. And so that's not really something we can just like add a float for and like make happen. Um, so it wasn't like it did have to do some stuff in the ability as far as so the same check that would kill the projectiles, we just check if we have the tag for level two, and if so, we send them back instead. So it doesn't do anything like kind of magic in the ability, but it is set up in such a way that we're not bound by just raising parameters uh, when powers like work like this kind of thing. So that's like the powers like specifically. This is already getting like longer than I intended, so I think I'm just gonna cut it off here and just pick it up in like another aspect of this. Because just real quick, like the UI is like smart too. The UI is like reading all this. Um, it is getting all the info that we're sending to the ability. It all lives in one place. So the sheet is like totally authoritative. Everything in the game that is getting any info about any ability, including the UI, is coming from here. So it's letting us do some kind of cool stuff. I'll break that open next video. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. Bye.